What's up, everyone? It's Kickers of Earth here. I wanted to make this video to quickly talk about what I would do if I was talking to my younger self. Because I think a lot of guys, you hear these speeches when they're like 85 years old, and someone asks them, "Hey, what would you tell your younger self?" Blah, 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 blah. I mean, I'm not that old, but if I could go back in time a couple of years and just talk to my younger kicker and punter self, I would tell them a few specific things. And again, if I'm going to look at this video in 20 years, I'm sure I'm going to laugh at this, but just for the time being, these are the things that I would tell myself if I was a couple years younger. The first one that I highly neglected for years was I did not stretch and warm up properly. If you are going to take care of yourself and make sure that you're performing at a very high level, physically and mentally even, you got to stretch and you got to warm up properly. I had quite a few injuries growing up because I just didn't do it. I would go out into the field, do one of these things, little side stretches, touch my toes like twice, and that was it. I'd be done. I'd go out and play. And then, sure enough, my back started giving out. I had a double back spasm for a couple days in a row. During soccer practice, I had run so much and I was just bouncing around, jumping, and then I'd go kick right after that for practice. Bro, I messed up my back so bad. I had, again, a double back spasm, which if you don't know what that is, good. You should be glad you don't because, first of all, just a one side back spasm is enough, but having two sides, you like can't walk. But at the time, you're so young, you don't really care. You're just like, oh, I'll just go through it. I would try to like play through it, so I'd have to walk and then slightly jog, and then I could be able to run, which took like 3 times as long to do. And then immediately after, like the agonizing pain of being in soccer practice, I'd go and play football, and that's even more intense because you're like landing or you're like falling into your plant, like ooh, ow. I even remember this one time I had the double back spasm. I went to a chiropractor later in the day, put like Tiger Balm, like this like super um, relief cream, or like it's the same thing as like icy hot, but in like a different way, just a slightly different way. And went to a chiropractor. He made some adjustments. I felt kind of better, and then I tried playing a freaking football game. The opening kickoff was an onside because I couldn't freaking kick my leg above like my knee. Like it was just like that. That was as much as I could possibly do. So my brother was conveniently playing football at the same time, so he actually had to come in and kick for me for that game. But yeah, I like, couldn't do anything. It was crazy. So please take care of yourself. Your body will thank you. I actually have a video that I'm going to link up to right here or right here, somewhere up here, about some stretching routines that you can do to better yourself. For before the game, during the game, at home, different resources. I'll have like a couple of them going as we go through the video itself. The second thing that I would tell myself is keep learning. Please, please, please learn everything that you can possibly do, because you're going to get to a point when you are thinking that you're hot stuff and you know everything and you're like the best. I promise you, you're not. You are not. I am always, always trying to learn something new, because I know that at some point down the road, that exact thing that I learned is going to come into play. I've read over 100 or 200 books at this point, as opposed to 4 years ago. So I'm averaging about 50 books a year, if not more, because of the fact that I need knowledge. Like it is so valuable to have 20, 50 years, 80 years of knowledge condensed into like 200, 300 pages. Like that's like a steal. And the fact that it's like $20, absolutely. Like sign me up. I'll take them all day. Get them at Goodwill for like $2, $3. Yeah, done deal. No question. But some people want that information. Some people don't. So I'll take all the information I can get. And on top of that, please know that you have all the resources. And if you don't, I will be happy to make them for you on YouTube or my blog, or any other resources that I have. Because when I was starting out, I had no clue how to do anything. And I would just ferociously type in on YouTube how to do something, how to kick a football farther or how to kick higher. Like all of those things were something that I was also curious about, and I learned because I just was so curious and I asked everybody I could about this stuff. And then finally I met people that were like really good at what they do, and I would just pick their brain, and then I'd meet people who they knew, and then I'd pick their brain, and it was just this constant circle that I would just continue to improve on. And I promise you, if you are curious about this or anything in life, you are going to get better and you're going to change everything if you are just curious about what you do. And the third and final thing that I think is so big to tell my younger self is you've got to meditate. Like, I could talk about meditation for a year and I still wouldn't cover everything that I need to cover, but I'll keep it super simple. If you meditate, you are going to do two big things, at least in my opinion. You're going to relax significantly. You're going to be able to chill out and be way more present in the moment. And you're not going to be so concerned about every other little tiny detail, and you'll be able to focus on your breathing. That is the biggest way for me to center myself in a high stress moment, like when I was about to go kick a field goal. A lot of times my heart was racing, and I would just remember to slow it the F down and just breathe. I actually made a video about this a couple days ago. I'll link to it right somewhere up here. I believe it's going to be here, but I'm still working on that. I like how other people do it. They're like right here. Anyway, I'll link to that up there as well. The second thing that meditation does is it allows you to buy back time. So let's take two people. We'll take Johnny and Jimmy. Johnny doesn't meditate. He just wakes up, alarm clock goes off, sprints out of bed, goes to take a shower, runs to work, runs home, goes to bed, repeats the cycle over and over again. Let's say he's in a situation where he's stressing out for 30 minutes straight. All right. All 30 minutes, his mind is racing, his heart's going up, blood pressure's going up, cortisol levels are increasing. Like, he is in a heightened state of stress. Not very productive. He's not getting a lot done or anything done in that matter. All right. Now we'll take Jimmy. He meditates. Now, science shows that for every 20 minutes that you meditate, you get 4 minutes back. All right. So quick math. Let's say you meditate for an entire 30 minutes. That gives you 6 minutes back. Pretty cool to me, because that means if you're in a heightened state, like a super stressed out situation, every 15 minutes, you get 3 minutes back where you're like, oh wait, I'm stressed right now for some reason. Let me just breathe. And then you're good. It sounds, voodoo or whatever. I honestly feel like you get way more. I feel like you get 50% return of your time back, if not more. Like, I would be in a state where I was super stressed at a game or in school or at work, and I'd remember, oh, let me chill out for a second. I'm breathing really short. Let me just take these big, deep breaths, focus on my breathing for a second, recenter myself, and then I'm good. So to me, every 10 minutes that I'm stressed, I get 5 minutes out of that to be more focused and productive on what I'm doing. So it helps me stay focused, help me stay energized and clear and concise on the goals that I have in front of myself so I can crush the day. So guys, those are 3 things that I would tell my younger self to do in their own life, just to get them on the right path. You know that part in Billy Madison when he shakes the kid's face and he's like, never get older. That's kind of how I feel right now talking to everybody. But I appreciate you guys checking out this video. And if you haven't already, please check out the links below. Those are some really helpful resources that you can use to better yourself. The one that means the most to me is the ebook that's going to come out later this year. If you sign up to the link below, you're going to get 72 hours early access to that. That's going to be really big stuff. A lot of everything that I've ever learned is condensed in that book, over 12 years of experience, along with the pro, kicker, and punter contributions. Nick Novak, Matt Amendola, a couple other guys are in there as well. That's going to be big too. But apart from that, like I talked about, reading is such a really, really big thing. Audible is one that I would highly recommend if you don't actually like to sit down and read. Their audiobooks are really helpful. There's a free trial below if you guys want to check that out. It's risk-free, and you also get a book or two out of it for free as well. So it's like, a no-brainer. Try it out for 30 days. If you like it, great. If not, no worries. But it is there for your disposal. All the other links below. Like, comment, and subscribe. You guys are amazing. I'll catch you next time. Peace.